Well, I think it's very important to work hard and play hard. I've always done that. So the least impact on your career to have a good long travel trip is between postdocs. So at different times I've taken 6 months off to go to South America and travel around with a backpack, go to Southeast Asia another time. So between jobs is when people don't notice you're missing. They don't notice a career gap or whatever. The same is true of having children. I have 3 children, so I've always managed to cover up a career gap by writing reviews or something like that. So there are various ways of keeping yourself sort of sane and getting the balance right. So I do work very hard, like many scientists. We probably work 14 hours a day, something like that. Very busy lives, but it's very important to actually take time off and have another kind of life as well. You need time for reflection as well. So sometimes I've had great inspiration in the middle of Botswana looking at elephants or something. You get a really great idea. And also sort of to share your very rich life as a scientist with your family if it's possible. So on many occasions a meeting that's planned in the school holidays I'll say yes to, and we'll end up skiing in Colorado or being in Bonaire for diving while I'm at a conference. And that keeps everybody happy. So that's a nice sort of, I think, life-work balance. So even with your friends, sometimes you can help them along the way. We also have, for example, a lot of school children do the projects here, and that's very often, comes with friends and family. They want their children to do well, do a project, and we have them here. I do it for a lot of people. So indeed, sort of the life balance. So certainly when we travel in a 4-wheel drive truck with tents on the roof through the middle of Africa, and I would think if we didn't turn up, probably somebody would wonder where we got to, but we're not always in contact with the rest of the world. I think it's really, really important, probably for more reasons than you realise, because the uncertainty of a scientific career is huge. It used to be, people used to go into business because it was safer, you got your permanent job. Researchers are in a very disadvantaged position. For example, just think in the Netherlands, if you have a temporary job, you can't get a mortgage for a house. So that means that people in the Netherlands, scientists, might have temporary jobs till they're 40. That means they can never buy a house. That's just the rules of the mortgage companies. You have to be really, really motivated, and young people have to discover early on the huge thrill of actually discovering something. You can't imagine how rich and varied life is, being a scientist, discovering new things all the time. We have huge advantages going to discuss it internationally with colleagues all over the world. We have a huge amount of freedom, you could say, to work hard, but it's very inspiring. It's something you can do your whole life. So I would say to young people, just keep on going. It'll turn out all right on the day. We're going to need a lot of young people. That's what society needs to actually maintain sustained growth. It needs technologists to develop new technology. If we don't have it, we're going to end up with all sorts of, ruining the earth. It needs technologists. It needs people to have the courage to go and be scientists. And if we don't have enough people doing that, we'll end up trading things that are gradually just decreasing in value. So I think it's really important that people have the courage to do it. And in some countries it's very hard for women to choose it as a career because it is quite time consuming. But I would say it was one of the few careers that you can actually plan it very well yourself, and if you have to have a little bit of downtime, it's fine, it works out fine. So in many cases I'm a mentor for a lot of young people young women particularly, who just need a little help over the period they have their children. Just keep on going, go part-time a little bit, but not too much, and just keep on going over that difficult period. I think it's really one of the most exciting careers there is, and I would never have chosen for anything else. But I can imagine people think it's working all the time and writing all the time, but it's fun.